In this video, I'm going to show you how to enable multi-factor authentication on your AWS root account so you don't get hacked. Okay, now that I've got your attention, let's go ahead and jump into the AWS Management Console. Obviously, for this, you're going to have an AWS account. So right now, I'm in the AWS Management Console. And I'm getting ready to log into the console. So I'm going to click on Sign In the upper right-hand corner. After you've clicked on that Signed In button and signed in successfully, you should reach a screen that looks somewhat like this. If you don't see this, chances are you're still signed in as a regular IAM user. Make sure you fully sign out of any previous login so that you can reach this page. Remember, in order to set multi-factor authentication on your root account, you have to log in as root. I've already taken those measures here now. As you can see, logging in as a root user is selected, and I'm going to log in as the root user on that account using my email address associated with the root account. So let me do that now. Okay, I'm going to click on Next. Now I need to go over here and get my password that's associated with my root account. Let me do that now. Okay. Password for the root account is here. Paste that in there. Okay, now we're signing in. Where we need to go is to IAM. That's Identity and Access Management Service on AWS. Mine is here because I recently visited the service, but let's say you didn't see that. One easy way you could do is go up to the search bar here and just type in IAM. I'm going to do that now so you can check it out. Notice it's the first one to populate. Click on IAM like so. Let that load. And right here it says an exclamation point, because in this test account, I don't have MFA for the root user enabled. Now, you're only going to see the ability to add MFA to the root user account by logging in as root. In this case, I'm going to click on Add MFA right here. And then I'm going to say Activate MFA. So this says use MFA to increase the security of your AWS environments. Signing into the MFA protected account requires a username, a password, and an authentication code from a multi-factor authentication device. So without MFA, you have your username and you have a password. And that's security is okay. But when you add an additional level of security, such as a authentication token, that offers you what's called that second factor. Now you need to know your username, your password, which even sometimes for me is difficult to remember, and you add that MFA piece to it. So let's do that now. I'm going to click on Activate. Now when I click on Activate, I have three options. I can do a virtual MFA device. I can do a UTF security key, such as a YubiKey or UTF compliant device, or I can do some other hardware MFA device. In this case, this is going to be very simple. You can actually use either your iPhone or Android as a virtual MFA device to synchronize with your AWS root account to add MFA very easily. So I'm going to go ahead and click Continue on the pre-selected virtual MFA device. Continue. Okay, cool. Now, the first step is it says install a compatible app on your mobile device or computer. So I'm going to click on a list of compatible applications to show you what's compatible for the virtual two-factor authentication that would work on your phone. So let's click on that now. Okay, this opens up the multi-factor authentication. I'm going to scroll down to virtual MFA devices. Now, I'm on an Android, I'm on an iPhone, but if you're on an Android, the same virtual multi-factor applications are available. can select from Authy, Duo Mobile, LastPass Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, Google Authenticator, or Semantic VIP. Sounds like that's very important. I am going to use Google Authenticator. So let me go back over to the management console so you can see this. And I have already pre-downloaded Google Authenticator. It's very easy, it's free. And I'm going to bring up my iPhone now, a screen overlay, so you can watch me do this in real time. Okay, so this is my Google Authenticator installed on my iPhone. It says here, for stronger security with Google Authenticator, get verification codes for all your accounts using two-step verification. This is going to allow me to select and synchronize the Google Authenticator app to my AWS root account. So let's just go ahead and get started on this. Now it says we need to set up the account. So we have two options here. We can scan a QR code or we can enter a setup key. I'm going to scan the QR code because this is going to make this very easy. So I'm over here on the AWS console. I'm going to say show QR code. All right. So I'm showing the QR code right here. Then on my phone, let's see if I'm coordinated enough to do this. I'm going to point my phone at my computer screen that is showing the QR code, the same QR code that you see. And I'm going to say, scan the QR code. All right. I just scanned the QR code. And let's see here. It says type 2 consecutive codes in place. That one's getting ready to expire, so let me give it a second. Okay, here we go. Okay, I've typed the first code, and now I'm going to have to wait a few more seconds to the next code. Again, this is just a synchronization process, and that new code should pop up here any second. Okay, it's getting ready to refresh right now. Here we go. I'm punching in the next code. All right, let's say assign MFA and see if it works. Boom, you have successfully assigned the virtual MFA. This virtual MFA will be required during sign-in. So I'm going to close out of this. And now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to sign out of the root account completely. All right, now this time I'm going to sign in again, and let's see if it prompts me for that multi-factor authentication. So I'm signing in again. It remembers my username from the last sign in. I'm going to go back and grab my root password, which we did before. Let's go grab that. Plug that in, and then after this, when I attempt to sign in, it should prompt me for that multi-factor authentication. Boom, okay. It says Amazon Web Services sign in with authentication device. The page you are trying to access requires users with the authentication device to sign in using a one-time passcode, which is that token code that we just created with the association of our MFA virtual app. Okay, I'm just waiting for my code to refresh here, and I'm going to punch that in now. Let's say sign in. And that's it, folks. This is something that's very easy to elevate the security of your AWS root account to very high levels. We set this up in the span of, a very short amount of time. Didn't cost us any money to do this, and it's greatly going to enhance and increase the security posture of your AWS accounts. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. I have more videos just like this, teaching you AWS Cloud and best practices on AWS. See you in the next video.